Hi, everyone, and welcome back to another episode of Was It Really That Bad with the amazing Amanda and Uncanny Omar, where the two of us go back in time and we take another look at some of the worst rated superhero movies of all time. So today on our show, we've decided to go back to the 90s and pick on or look at some of the lesser known superheroes or non-Marvel, non-DCU superheroes that have come out in the 90s. So we had chosen the Phantom, Barbed Wire, and the Shadow, and you guys overwhelmingly picked the Phantom.
How did the Phantom win over Barbed Wire, everybody? What? How?
I really thought it to be Barbed Wire because,
I thought it was going to be a Barbed Wire movie episode review too, but apparently...
I guess I don't know my audience as well as I do. Guess I don't need that Catwoman suit. They want to see Billy Zane in a tight suit, not me. What can I say?
The Shadow knows. You're right, Michael. What's up? Drunk Amanda time? She's not.
No, I just had one beer. I'll have a second beer. I'm going for beer today.
Drunk suit Amanda. What happened to this promise?
Well, we didn't put Catwoman in this week. That's why. If you had voted, if we did Catwoman, which we could do next week, then maybe I'll wear the gun suit if everyone votes.
I'm going to put Catwoman and Elektra and see what happens. That's going to be the next week. Catwoman and Elektra.
Ooh, because everyone wants to do Elektra, so it's really going to be up to, does everyone want to see me wear the gun suit or not?
Okay.
Yeah,
so,
anyways.
Amanda, 1996. Let's go back to 1996. I was a senior in high school. You were probably graduating college. So what else? By the way, we reviewed Spinning yesterday, and that's the year that Tilly
was born.
Yes,
and I apologize for not being on that yesterday. I did love that graphic novel. I ended up buying more of her graphic novels after I read that one.
I'm still trying to figure out how Barbed Wire lost also. Me too, man.
Yes, I love how Michael. Yes, democracy has failed once again.
Guys, I was overwhelmed with the votes. It was like 57, I think. Everything else was 20-something.
Mm-hmm.
I love this movie. What's up, Maverick? What's going on, Tim Klein? I love this movie when I was a kid. I haven't seen this movie since I rented it from, I don't know if y'all remember this little chain of stores called Blockbuster.
I do.
It was on VHS. So that's the last time I watched this movie.
Exactly. And I've never seen this movie.
I feel like the voting
I don't know how it's rigged. I don't know who's voting for it. People who apparently aren't watching the show, though.
Yeah, nobody wants to.
So, I don't understand.
All right. So, Amanda, take us back to 1996.
1996. That means I would have been 11 years old.
We don't have to age ourselves here, please.
Or 6th grade, depending
do
on it. I have to go back and look. And superheroes were really not my thing back then. But nevertheless, they decided to bring it back and old school to a 1930s comic strip called The Phantom by Lee Falk. And
someone did her homework.
I did do my homework. On a little budget of $45 million. And you know what? You can't tell it's a $45 million budget film, man, because it's got all the bells and whistles.
Okay.
And it, it stars Billy Zane, Catherine Zeta-Jones, which is a huge surprise for me, Treat Williams, who I only ever thought was the dad in Everwood, so big surprise to me on that one.
Oh, that's right, he's the villain in this.
And Chrissy Swanson, who again I only thought was in that one Buffy movie, but we did meet her.
She was in Pretty in Pink. And we got to meet her. We got to
meet her. So that was really cool. Earlier this year, right?
There it is. I've never seen this movie. I'm just here for Amanda's Wikipedia article summary.
That's right. Then you don't need to see it, Hayden. I'm just doing you a favor.
Amanda's I don't know why she doesn't update the Wikipedia after she tells us everything she wrote down. So, 1930s. Actually, what is it? 1930. It's right before World War II, I want to say.
When the movie takes place?
Yeah. It absolutely is.
I really wasn't quite sure if it was in the 40s, the 30s. I just knew it was that time period.
Probably, I want to say like 36, 37, something like that. It's when it was supposed to take place, just based on the timeline. So, go ahead, Amanda. Take us back. 1996. The Phantom. Who directed it? Who wrote it? Do your thing.
Yeah. Simon Winters, I believe, directed it.
Okay, I believe. That doesn't sound like you.
I know. I forgot to put the director down in my notes. I apologize.
Okay.
Yeah.
I should ask.
You should have asked first.
I should have asked first.
Yes, but regardless, I think we can start in with a brief synopsis of this fantastic 1996 film that is not a product of its time. Maybe, I don't know. We'll see. All right, so it starts out with a voiceover talking about a young boy on a ship that is invaded by pirates, Asian pirates, I think. So they're on the Pacific Ocean, I believe, and they are attacked by these pirates that are part of this Brotherhood. Saiyan Brotherhood? Not the Super Saiyan Brotherhood, just the Saiyan Brotherhood. And the boy is cast overshore. His father is killed. And he ends up washing on shore. And the Tangala tribe, if I said that right, takes this young white boy in and gives him this ring of power and does this ritual. And he uses that ring of power and decides that he is going to seek vengeance on this Brotherhood, his lifelong mission, and he's going to seek out truth, justice, in the American way. Nope, I don't know if he's American or not originally, but this sounds...
that's also Superman, not the Phantom.
Superman.
Okay.
No, it is what it is. Yes, white boy power ring. Nothing says like that.
All right.
So then it cuts forward in time to present day, which is the 1930s now, from what Omar said, though it doesn't look very Depression era. People seem to be doing well for themselves. And two adventurers, very Indiana Jones style, are on a mission to get a skull. Kind of like the Kingdom of the Crystal Skull, but less Harrison Ford, less Shia LaBeouf, less aliens.
Still, spoilers for people that have not seen that crappy movie, but all right. I'll give you that. It's very Indiana Jones-ish, but then again, Indiana Jones was very Phantom.
Yes, it was very Phantom because, again, the Phantom comic strip came out before Indiana Jones came out, so that makes sense. So
Correctamundo.
It turns to find out these people are really the bad guys. They're not the good guys, and they find this skull, and then we first get our glimpse of the Phantom in all his purple-suited spandex glory. And apparently this guy who was trying to sneak the skull had already killed the Phantom once. He thought he stabbed him through. So Billy Zane's immortal? I don't know. We're going to have to watch the rest of the movie to find out exactly what his powers are, because after the whole thing, I'm not 100% certain what every power of his is. So they managed to escape with the skull. So, of course, this sends the Phantom, which we know is Billy Zane. His name is Kit Walker. Back to his little hideaway with his little manservant. I think I have a thing for that. Hold on. Do I have a thing for his manservant? Did I put it in here?
You have a thing for manservants? What are we talking about here?
I thought I had a gift for his manservant, but I forgot to put it up there. So
you do not.
And it turns out he's talking to some old man, which we think is there with him. Turns out it's not, because the little boy's like, "Who are you talking to, Mr. Walker?" He's like, "No one."
Wait, Shia LaBeouf is in Indiana Jones? Maybe. Is there an Indiana Jones movie? Fill up. Are you drinking?
Are you drinking?
Go ahead, Amanda.
Sure. So he's doing research on these skulls, and he realizes that he needs to go to New York City because he needs to track down one of the others. There's 3 skulls, apparently, according to this. They bring them together, and they create this immense energy. The ultimate MacGuffin, right? Whatever it's always looking for. So, in the meantime, you have another character in New York City named Diana Palmer, played by Kristen Swanson. Go-getter girl from the 1930s, Susie Riveter, if you will, and her father owns a newspaper company, and he has a party, and there's a rich man named Xander Drax, played by Treat Williams, who is obviously the bad guy in this, and he's not invited to the party, but he also has the money and the control of the police, so he gets to stay. and there's some, conflict between them, right? And turns out her father, who is a journalist, has been doing a lot of research on Xander Drax and has this whole cockamamie idea about these skulls
cockamamie. I love that word.
And they're like, this is a ghost story. Is it true? These are just lies. But he's like, no, he knows too much. We have to stop him. And so they try to kidnap Diana, who's on her way to Bengala to find the skull. And she gets kidnapped by Catherine Zeta-Jones, who does not look like she belongs in this movie. She belongs in a movie that would have been nominated for an Oscar. That's not this one.
You mean Mask of Zorro?
No.
Well, you got to think this is 1996.
Oh, I know. So, but I think even at this point, looking at her, I could already tell this woman is very out of place in this film. She just looks like a movie star above the class of who is playing in this movie. For me.
But let's probably start bringing popcorn for these recaps.
Probably should.
Probably should.
Or tequila.
Tequila shot helps. No, Shia LaBeouf isn't in Indiana Jones because only 3 exist. I love that answer. That's the way I am about Transformers the movie with my kids. I'm like, there is no live action movies until Bumblebee. It was 1996. Omar had just retired at the brisk age of 65. I am a damn good looking dude for how old would that be? I can't do that math that quick. I'm in my 90s now, I guess.
Yeah.
So what happens? What's the conflict after the 3 skulls? Or what's the purpose of the 3 skulls, Amanda?
They're an unwielding energy force.
Okay.
Is that right? Yes, it is.
Yes.
That's what it is. Okay.
So all right, you're gonna answer your own question. Yes, it is. Okay.
So of course, Billy Zane, as the Phantom, has to go save Diana Palmer, who he apparently knows. So they knew each other before, or know each other now. In his alter ego is Kit Walker. Again, not always clearly explained, but that's fine. And then we get this scene where he has to save her from Catherine Zeta-Jones while she's tied up. And somehow he rebukes Catherine Zeta-Jones, advances, and she gets punched in the face by Christy Swanson.
Do it. You're only talking about that scene just to use this.
Yes. And that's probably the only time in the world that Christy Swanson's going to get to punch Catherine Zeta-Jones in the face.
Maybe.
And she doesn't understand why he would choose Christy Swanson over her. Again, I'm also not entirely sure how you would choose Christy Swanson over Catherine Zeta-Jones. Especially everyone in the whole film. Because we'll get to that later. Because Sang makes this comment about how beautiful Diana Palmer is. And I'm like, you see Sala, which is Catherine Zeta-Jones. You see her over there, right? You see her sitting there. Like, she's gorgeous. Like,
I mean, she wasn't Buffy, though. You know.
Yeah, but she also really was Buffy for one time. She's not Sarah Michelle Gellar either.
Damn, you are full of hate toward this lady. Okay. I did. What did she kick your dog?
I found out she was a Trump supporter on Instagram, so I just got all.
This is why you got to separate the artist from the art, Amanda. We've talked about this so many times. I usually
do, and it's not because that's why. She's
anyway, I still think she's super hot and a great actress.
She's the best actress. Okay, so.
Okay.
All right.
Focus. Stay on focus.
I know.
Billy Zane, Titanic.
400 years. Personal stakes. All right, where are we getting to? Okay, so after she's rescued, there's like all these news articles about her being rescued. This is really weird how this would all be in the news at all. But yes, it is. And Treat Williams is upset. And he's mad at his minions for letting her escape. And he wants to know why. And he has another guy, which has a really cool thing where he's talking to this professor of sorts. And he uses his microscope to kill him or poke his eye out.
That was awesome when he called him a liar.
Yeah. So like, that's pretty cool.
Yep.
That probably happened somewhere over there. So then you have this very grandiose scene where he takes Diana Palmer back to his little cavern, and tells her about these, skulls, what they're trying to do, this Brotherhood, and everything like that. So then he decides to go back to New York, and he needs to find the skulls himself. So he goes as Kit Walker this time, as the Phantom, and Diana Palmer and her father help him find the second skull, the Jade Skull, at a museum. And I thought this would be a chase scene, but after he broke the glass and just grabbed the skull and no museum guards or anyone came, I realized this is not that type of movie. And so immediately Treat Williams shows up. Amazing how he just happened to already be there to take the skull from him. And then he used the two skulls to go together, and then they cast a beam of light onto a map that conveniently seems to be on the wall to show them where the location of the third skull is. And how did the skulls know that map was going to be there? Well, I guess they're omnipotent skulls, because I don't know at all.
One of the biggest questions in this movie came from my 8-year-old daughter who was watching it with me, who always cheered when the wolf would show up. Well, do you remember when they get on the plane? The Phantom rescues Christy Swanson, and you were talking about that after she punches Captain Zeta-Jones. They get on the plane, and she's like, they left the wolf behind.
Yeah.
Well, later on, when he jumps off of the plane on a horse with her, the dog is running beside them. And she's like, the dog's back. How did... But the dog was...
Yeah, editing, big thing. Continuity, big thing in this movie.
And I was like, it's a really fast wolf. Like, super fast, baby. So just keep up, okay?
Yes.
So she was asking me that question. I'm like, I don't know. The wolf is quick. Oh.
Wait, what do you mean it comes in these types of bottles? I only buy it in the bottle.
In those type. Orange. This movie sounds better than Endgame. I like this guy. Jack. Yeah. Oh, it's Jack.
Yeah, it's Jack. Yeah, it's Jack.
Treat Williams has great hair. I thought Billy Zane had great hair in this movie.
He had great hair in this movie, too. They both had great hair in this movie.
But that was before a toupee, right? Like, in Titanic, he had a toupee, didn't he?
I think so, yeah.
So, it was funny because he had to shave his head to get the skull cap on, the Phantom outfit. And then, so they filmed that after filming him without the mask on.
Yeah, 5% alcohol content, Steve. This stuff is pretty good for not beer. If you want to get drunk. What's your alcohol content in your beer?
Let's see. 6 point. No, it's 5.4. Normal beer.
It's about the same thing.
Yeah, you're drinking like fruit juice, right?
Yeah, it's delicious. It's basically like a mimosa with no champagne in it. It's phenomenal.
There you go. We can do a review of that after this. Let's go back to the Phantom.
All right, so apparently the skulls show them where the third skull is supposed to be. They managed to take Kit and Diana back to Treat's lair, his mansion or his apartment or his business building. And
Hayden.
They can all be Buffys in the same movie. Or TV show. That'd be kind of interesting. I don't know. I think so. I know. I remember.
You were doing really good. I'm sorry I brought that up.
Yeah,
put that up there.
I know.
That's on me. That's on me.
Yes. Okay. So, where are we? So then they take him back to his office building.
Ow! Lionheart! What? Come on. This is a man's beer. All right, Amanda. What were you saying?
Yes. Okay. So, in the meantime, they take Kit out of the room, but he wants Diana to stay there so he can tell her his evil plan, I guess. So that was not a good idea because when Kit gets out of the room, he's able to get away from his captors and turn back into the Phantom, and using some sweet moves, manages to get away. Meanwhile, Treat realizes through his use of the chart that he got on the wall from the skulls and his own navigational tools, he figures out where the next skull is, and he decides to tell everyone, we gotta go now, like every person, we found where the skull is, and we have to go get him. And then they let him know the Phantom escaped, or the Phantom's here, because they don't know that Kit Walker is the Phantom. They just completely forgot that Kit's gone, and now the Phantom's here and never put two and two together. And he said, we'll find him and kill him. And so Treat's like, and I'm going to take you because, Catherine Zeta-Jones says he's in love with you. So that means that you are my liability. So let's go. So he takes Diana Palmer and they get on a plane and go to this island in the Devil's Vortex, which is basically what, the Bermuda Triangle, maybe? I don't know. And Billy Zane, or the Phantom.
Let's call him. I mean, he's earned the title, the Phantom.
Yes.
He's not Billy Zane.
He gets on. I guess he flies with them and hangs on the whole time. Is that what he does?
Oh, you're asking me?
I don't know. Yeah, I think that's what happens. Okay, so they get to this island. Turns out it's also the home of the Brotherhood. And these people who apparently are part of the Brotherhood didn't know that, which I think is really weird because this guy Sang is the leader of the Brotherhood, descended upon the leader that killed Billy Zane's father and all that stuff. So
not Billy Zane's father,
the original guy.
The Phantom's father. That's why Billy Zane took the role, because that guy killed his dad. And now you're confusing people. If you weren't confused before. The movie's not that complicated. Amanda just likes to add a little more pizzazz to it. That's what's good. Whenever we do these recaps, it's what she's known
everyone
for.
is comparing alcohol now. So
anyway, mention the cool microscope. She did that scene where he was like, poked his eyes out. The way it looks is this guy obviously knows he's a traitor, right? And he's like, look through that microscope as I hold your glasses, and he looks through it and he reads liar, and he's like, wait, and then like sharp blades come and cut his eyes out, and the bad guy's like, guess you won't be needing these anymore.
That's right. Carmen pulls up his glasses.
Yeah. I love The Ghost Who Walks. I have a large collection of Lee Fox strips, Gold Key comics, all that big Phantom. The movie's a great adaptation. I will add this. The only thing I knew about the Phantom going into this movie was I grew up watching Defenders of the Earth in the 80s. It was a cartoon, and he was part of that team. And I knew about his comic strip. I had never read any of it, though. So that's all I knew when I watched that movie back in 1996. Since then, I've read some, but yeah. Amanda, continue, please.
All right. So after they meet up with the Brotherhood, who apparently has the third skull, and I thought all these people would be in it together, but apparently they're not all in this together as far as finding the three skulls. That's really interesting. They're all kind of on their own paths, even though they're all in the same Brotherhood. The captain of the Brotherhood, Sang, says, well, there's a fourth skull. And Drax is like, what? I don't even believe that's real or not. And so, of course, they start fighting. The Phantom comes out. They all start fighting. And the Phantom gets Sang killed by his own sharks. Pretty crafty. And then Drax sees a great opportunity to take the third skull. He puts them all together, and he forms a major laser beam. And kills, his little sidekick guy.
Hey, that guy, I've always liked that guy.
That actor?
The actor that plays him. He's a pretty good villain.
He's been a villain in a lot of the things I've seen him in, so he plays a pretty good villain.
What is it? James Remar?
Remar, yeah.
Mm-hmm. I really like that guy.
And
continue.
Yes. And so he is about to turn it on to the Phantom, and the Phantom's like, I knew about the fourth skull. I always knew where it was. You know why? Because I had it on me. And it turns out to be that ring we talked about all the way back in the beginning.
She did.
The whole plot.
All you got to do is rewind the episode, and she did.
And the ring, I guess the ring consumes the power, and then it turns it back on Treat Williams, and then...
No, Amanda, you're on YouTube. You got to say it with some... The ring consumes the power, like you know what you're talking about.
The ring consumes the power and turns it back on Treat Williams, and Treat Williams goes, unbelievable! And then it blows up. Okay, and then he blows up, turns into fire. So then he manages, I forgot the best part about this. Catherine Zeta-Jones, or Salah's, turn from bad guy to good guy. While they're...
Yeah, my daughter asked me, when did that happen? And I was pretty quick. It happened pretty quick. You got to be fast.
And Salah are taking Diana Palmer to the island. They're in a car. And Salah says something to Diana Palmer. She goes, why are you so mean? And she's like, what? And she says, don't you care about anything? And then Salah just gives her this look like, I care about stuff. And all of a sudden now she's like, girls got to stick together, and they're fighting together. So
women are always changing their minds about things. So that's pretty believable, honestly.
That's all really quick. So
I have seen you change your mind about things so much, Amanda. So that part was good. Not that? Okay.
Not like that. Not like that. Because someone said,
I stand corrected.
Why are you so mean? So, anyways, so the women are safe, and he takes Diana back to his little lair, and right before or during this time, he tells her about what the Phantom actually is. So it's a generational thing passed down from son to son, father to son. And all I said is, what if they had a girl?
Exactly what my daughter said. She said,
you.
what if they had a girl? And I said, oh, I'm sure the girl will become the next Phantom. And she's like, but he said father to son. And I said, don't get logistics with me right now. I'm trying to watch this movie so I can review it later. We'll talk about this later.
Exactly. And that was for Catwoman, which we did not do this week.
What?
The gun suit. Michael said, remember when Amanda changed her mind about wearing the leather gun outfit? What a twist.
Just like that, guys. That's how fast she changes her mind. You got to keep up.
Yes. Oh, what? I didn't know. We didn't watch Catwoman this week.
Yeah, right. That's what I'm agreeing with you.
So, and then at the end, she's like, let me just see your face, Kit. Because she knows it's Kit. She knows it's his secret identity. And he said, well, there's one thing the Phantom never reveals his face, all of his secrets, unless it's to the girl he's going to marry.
That came out of nowhere. Yeah, I remember that. I was like, wait, what? Are they going to get married? I don't remember this ending.
Wait, Michael, I want you to see this. You can send that to me.
Go ahead, Amanda.
Yes. Okay, so she gets on the plane, and that's kind of where it ends.
Yeah.
And
that, ladies and gentlemen, is the 1996 Phantom.
Classic.
And you did, like always, an amazing job of just recapping everything that happened.
Got a little distracted.
Yeah. So, there you go. That's pretty much the Phantom. Now, let's talk about the good things that you liked about this movie and good things only.
So, I know the original, knowing what the original source material is, I think in that respect, it stayed pretty faithful to the ideas behind the original source material, right? So I appreciate that. And I think it did a good job in that respect. And I liked the overall campy feel. I'm assuming it was trying to go for, so I'm going to give them the benefit on that one. And I enjoyed that a lot. I definitely was not bored watching this film. I did watch it consistently when I didn't have to shut it off for actual work, which was a webinar that I had to present it on. If not, I would have finished it a lot sooner, but work. Yeah. So that was good. Jack said he said I told the movie joke. I'm glad. It had a decent kind of plot, and it was overall enjoyable. There wasn't one thing that stood out to me. I will say that I think Catherine Zeta-Jones is a fantastic actress.
You keep saying that.
Well,
I think so. I mean, I agree with that, and I think so does Hollywood.
Yeah, that's exactly. You could just tell.
What did you think of Billy Zane doing his own stunts?
Oh yeah, we got.
What did you think of the some of the feats that he had to do? Because the guy worked out. Okay, that's a bad choice, but yes. Okay, that doesn't look that good. But the guy got beefed up. Like he went to the gym. He got super cut, and because originally the Phantom outfit had muscle padding, right?
Yes.
And much like Superman and Christopher Reeve, he was like, nope, I'm not gonna do that. I'm gonna work out. I'm gonna get in that suit, and yeah, he looked pretty good. Right?
No, he did. He looked really good. I mean, I don't like the design of the suit. I know that it's part of the comics, but I don't get the design idea behind the suit. But again,
I mean, it's the 30s.
I don't know.
Right. Well, it's the 30s.
Yeah, it's the 30s.
And it's going back to that traditional look of a superhero behind a mask. So.
Yes, but when he took the cowl off, and you could see his hair, yeah, I like that Billy Zane. That was good, Billy Zane.
Okay, so you like his hair?
I did like his hair. It's good hair. What'd you like about it?
I liked the fact that it was campy. It was a throwback to 1930s style of storytelling in the way that it was directed and shot.
Oh, 100%.
and acted like even the villains, right? The main villain who was over the top.
So over the top.
But I think it was supposed to work for this kind of movie.
Oh yeah.
I actually like Billy Zane as the Phantom. Like his deliveries were pretty so cheesy and cringy, but they were supposed to be.
Yeah, because it's the intent of the film.
Right?
Yeah.
So I think that worked for it. The special effects. What was the budget again?
$45 million.
Okay. 1996. So the special effects. They used practical effects. They used.
And the practical effects weren't bad.
I mean, that bridge scene was pretty cool at the beginning.
Oh yeah, with the truck, and it was like kind of overturned.
Yeah,
that was good.
Obviously, I mean, they used green screen, but there were a lot of stunt doubles hanging off the side of the truck.
I was just hoping that when you got to the big end scene where you finally get to see these skulls come together, I was hoping for more, I guess, because I expected it to be this immense. Well, I guess at least it wasn't a laser beam in the sky, so like the only thing that Marvel turns to or anyone turns to these days.
Right. I was just impressed with the amount of just stunt doubles that they use instead of CG. There was some green screen, like when they're getting on the plane or the explosion at the end on the volcano or mountain, right?
Yes.
It didn't look that good. It hasn't aged well.
Yeah. And Matthew, I think this was a very dark era for comic movies because I wanted to, when we were writing the polling information, I wanted to go back and I was Googling 90, top rated superhero movies in the 90s. And I realized, wow, there just weren't a ton. I mean, there were some movies, but none that got the kind of reviews that you would see from 2000 on, right? That wouldn't be critically acclaimed, wouldn't get, certified fresh on Rotten Tomatoes. It was an interesting time for, it's like, the 80s, you still had Christopher Reeve's Superman, you had Michael Keaton's Batman, right? And then the 90s was a weird time. We had Batman and Robin, Batman Forever and stuff like that, but nothing that really, was considered what would be considered critically acclaimed today, I guess. It was a really interesting time for comic book movies in the 90s. But that's probably because the internet boomed. I don't know.
No. Honestly, you were on. He brought up a really good point, and you're on to something. Man, you were so onto something that you just froze. Or am I frozen? Can anybody see me? Is it me that's frozen, or is it Amanda?
No, it's me, probably.
Okay. You're on a roll.
Yeah, it was.
I think the 90s was still people trying to find the difference in movies, and it wasn't until, that's exactly what I was going to bring up.
Yeah,
it wasn't until Blade, and that was in 1998 that came out, that movies were like, oh, we can be serious and not campy.
Yep.
And make it dark, and people will still go see it. So Blade was rated R, right?
Yes, it was, and
so it was a game changer for a lot of things.
Exactly right. Oh, Men in Black was a great movie from the late.
But even Men in Black was campy and hokey,
campy.
Right?
It was. I mean, but it had Will Smith humor, so that made it, for the time, edgy.
Yeah, so we debated on which one to do, and we were like, let's do some 90s. And I was surprised the Phantom was rated that low. That I was not surprised that Barbed Wire was.
Neither was I. No one ever said Pam Anderson was a great actress.
I think Stan Lee was Stan Lee in that? I haven't seen that in years, but and I've only seen The Shadow one time, but I don't remember The Shadow being horrible.
No, I heard good things about it, but again, I've never seen any of these films because I was 11.
Yeah, and
I never went back and watched them.
I like Tank Girl. That was a fun comic.
Yeah, but no, I mean, it was an interesting time.
Crow
movies. I think they, once Blade came out, you're right. They started to see where they could go.
I think The Crow was a stepping stone there too, but unfortunately, it got cut because of what happened to Brandon Lee. I don't think they ended up with the movie that they wanted, of course. But the Shadow got kind of a reboot on 30 Rock, and the Tuxedo Man returns. What? I haven't seen that. That's cool. Yeah, we decided not to review that because it was unfinished, unfortunately. Yeah. So I don't think it would be fair to review that. Is Blank Man or Meteor Man, baby? But Blank Man wasn't a comic book though, so I don't. Judge Dredd, yeah. I love the new Dredd movie with
what's his name?
Carl Urban. Thank you. Yeah, that movie was freaking awesome.
It was really good. Should we get back to reviewing this movie before we start going?
Oh yeah. My bad. Go ahead, Blair.
We've gone way off.
What about the bad things? What were some of the bad things that you did not like about this movie?
The writing.
Okay.
I mean, and that's why you got to give Billy Zane props, because the writing was not the best. Like I said, I wasn't a big fan of Christy Swanson's acting either. I didn't feel like Treat Williams was, but again, if you're going for campy, I guess he fit the role okay. But I feel like maybe there could have been someone else who might have been able to be over the top too, but still with a little bit more gravitas, maybe.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, he plays a great father on Everwood. I mean, so there's that.
Yeah, I think it was on purpose. It was the way that he was directed to act.
And I guess it's the way how the plot and stuff is set up. Again, now I'll go back to the writing, I guess. the writing overall. I mean, the 90s, so I could get over some of this, the needing practical effects, lack of CGI, the budget, everything. I can get over all of that, but I guess it came down to the writing for me is what really just did me in. And there are just some things that were said that made me laugh, like the whole turning point, like I said about Sala, like why are you so mean? What did everyone why don't you care about anything? Like, that's how it's gonna turn around? That makes no sense. Like, it doesn't make sense. So, and the way they kind of reveal things, you have to, it can get kind of confusing. So it's just the writing for me. That's it.
Okay.
The feel and everything I've enjoyed, because it is campy, but it's that writing.
I think for me, some of it was the editing.
We did talk, yeah, right.
There were some things that were missing that went too fast, and like the movie was about an hour and 40 minutes or something like that.
Yeah, hour 40 minutes. Because I'm not mean. I'm just being honest.
So the bad parts were the writing, plot, and acting. Got it. Okay.
Got it. Okay. Yeah, exactly.
No retreat, no surrender, no man left behind. Anybody watch Always Sunny in Philadelphia?
I like Michael's.
Other than the writing and everything that was put on the film, it was a masterpiece.
You're right. It was.
Y'all we should make that into a T-shirt, Amanda, and have your quote. That's an amazing Amanda quote. Honestly, the biggest fault for me in this movie was just the editing. I think it could have done with some tighter editing, and just explore some of these characters a little bit more.
Yes, I think that would have benefited from it. Like you said, it's only an hour and 40 minutes. And
what? Bruce Campbell was originally supposed to be the Panther, but got booted as the budget went up. That happened to him so much. I'll believe that. Yeah,
that's a shame.
And
that's not even a big. Oh, he said the bug from Emma. Is that who you're talking about? Oh, that ended up going to Vincent D'Onofrio.
D'Onofrio killed it though.
Oh, it was so good as Edgar.
That guy's a damn actor.
Like, oh, some sugar water.
Yep, that's Edgar, the quote I remember.
Face. Oh my God, I do love Men in Black. Oh gosh.
How was the new one? Oh wait, you reviewed it on our channel last year.
I did.
That was before you took your break.
Yeah, it was not good. I was upset by it. It was not good.
So yeah, this is what I said earlier. I think we both agreed on this. To me, it seemed like they were trying to make a movie like it was filmed in the time period with the cheesiness and over the topness. Absolutely.
Yes, the filming, everything. But I was just hoping. It's just for me, it was the writing, and for him, it was the editing. Because we were talking about that scene where.
And what I mean about the editing, like if they were going to go that route, they should have kept it that route. As in, like, back then you didn't have cuts between people. Like my dialogue would not have an overlay over Amanda's dialogue as where two characters are interacting. It was literally cut, cut, and that was it, right? If they had done that, and that's what I meant by editing, that would have been a cool little thing to throw in there. Like, oh, this is filmed like a 1930s movie. This is pretty cool, or like a late 30s movie.
Yeah, but those are my biggest issues with it. Other than that, I mean, I like the fact that it was like Indiana Jones / superhero vibe, you know, combination, bringing the best of two worlds. There goes my Sheba, trying to take a rest.
Oh, okay. I was like, what? I thought that was a metaphor for something.
Nope. Oh God, they're gonna fight behind me. I'm sorry.
Like my girl Friday, overlapping dialogue. Yeah, I think one of the best uses of that recently was Mad Men. The way Mad Men was shot, like just these steady shots of characters talking. So it looks like these cuts are weird, but that's just the way, you know, TV and movies were shot back then.
Exactly.
Anything else, Amanda? What did you think of the cast? Like, did you other than Christy Swanson, who you want to go and beat up for some reason?
I didn't. I didn't say this. They were all fine for the type of movie it was. They were all fine. Like I said, Catherine Zeta-Jones stuck out for me like a big sore thumb.
Okay.
Because her caliber compared to everyone else. I mean,
she's no Billy Zane, though.
I felt she was engaging. Like in every scene, she drawed my attention. And maybe yes.
A real man makes his own luck.
You just really wanted to use that.
Billy Zane. Titanic. Yes,
Justin,
I've been wanting to use that.
Justin said, "How would you improve the movie given a blank check and plenty of time to make changes?"
Shot in 1996 or now?
Now, because now I would see, like, for example, I was thinking about the scene where he takes the jade skull out of the museum. That to me, right there, would have been immediately a high chase scene that would have involved him with like the museum guards or the police, and then all of a sudden Treat Williams' crew comes along and they show up and now he's trying to get it away from two different people, the museum guards who think he's stealing something, and then Treat Williams' characters, and there would have been more of a fight to get it from him instead of just that really quick turnaround where all of a sudden it's cutscene, Treat Williams is there behind him, and they managed to overpower him and Diana Palmer. Like, I could see that if you were talking about like something it was set in modern day and you had like more of a budget for like the action sequences, I could definitely see that being how that action sequence would
go. I would cast Catherine Zeta-Jones.
Okay, you already did.
Amanda's slowing down my Wi-Fi with her rapid movement.
What are you talking about?
Wait, do you have a fanfic on this purpose?
Start one, a Billy Zane fanfic. But really, to Justin's comment, it would probably be hire better writers or hire better writers or more writers to just fix, because it could still be the same like type of filming style, and even the acting could be what it is, but if you had better writing, I think it would have, enhanced it a little bit more. So that's really where I was at.
Okay. It's a pretty good way of fixing it. I don't know what I would do. I mean, other than obviously everybody would have to be recast.
Yeah.
Maybe make it more pulpy, make it more like a 30s movie again. You know what they kind of try to do, what Peter Jackson tried to do with King Kong, that era, but it just didn't work.
Yeah.
So, what would you give this movie, Amanda, and everybody that has seen this out of 10? What would you give this out of 10?
All right, so just so you guys are aware,
Oh, wait, before we do, what does this have? Like the ratings across the board?
That's what I was going to say.
Oh, yeah. My bad, girl. I like to interrupt you. Go ahead.
Okay. On Rotten Tomatoes, it's a 43%. IMDb, it is a 4.9. So overall, like somewhere in the mid 40s.
Really? That low, man.
So I would say I would probably give this like a 4.5 out of 10. But maybe a 5, because I enjoyed it. I didn't hate, it was campy, and it was entertaining enough to watch.
Mm-hmm. I I give it a 6. I really liked it. I thought it was a fun movie. It was hokey as shit. The special effects are nowhere near as good as they are now, but I like a lot of the practical effects. And there's a lot of things they were doing in this movie that seemed like, oh, that's a real dude on a plane hanging
Oh,
off the side of the
100%.
plane. That's a real truck on this, rope bridge. I think a 6 is a fair rating for me anyway. So yeah, if you all have seen this, yeah, let us know what you would give it. Let's see, we got a solid 7, solid 6, 100%. I don't know where the hell Jack is getting that rating from. A solid
I sold him
6.6.
already. Remember earlier he said he gave it 100 out of 10 because I sold
Michael 7. Lionheart a 4. Best on the summary. I give it a Freddie. Are you rating Amanda's summary or the movie?
It might be a messy summary. I apologize.
And this is before Billy Zane Titanic. So
yeah, and that just made him like a really great bad guy.
Yeah, and then he kind of disappeared. So there you have it. That is our score. And yes, I did read that, and it was awesome. He's also a big fan of Doc Savage too. That's what he's always wanted to write. 9 out of 10 for pure enjoyment, and that's what it's all about.
That's what it's about at the end of the day.
Yeah. So maybe next week we'll do I'll put up a poll we'll do a Femme Fatale trilogy. So we'll have Barbed Wire, Catwoman, and Elektra up there.
Okay. Yes, I know it was 96 and it was good.
It was, seriously.
But I'm not going to excuse it I'm looking at it like objectively of writing and, it's not. Yes.
Well, honestly, there was a movie.
I love a lot of campy movies. I mean, they meet those criteria of in good writing. I love tons of romantic comedies of terrible writing. I wouldn't say that.
No, we don't need to go down that dark path. But I was gonna say there was a reason this movie bombed. There was a reason why this movie got a low rating. What it means to me and what it means to I guess the general audience, it's two completely different things.
Mm-hmm.
I meant to better wear. She ain't taking it off. She's just gonna wear it the entire week.
We could do a Femme Fatale week, and we'll do all. Oh, we could do Barbed Wire, Catwoman, and Elektra, and we can make them choose between those 3.
That's what I said.
Oh, is that what you said?
Where the fuck were you? Like literally 5 minutes ago, I said that.
Oh, I was just responding to Sludge. I think that's what.
God damn it! Nobody listens to me. All right. Where were we?
We gave our scores, and that is that.
That is that. I'll be back tomorrow night at 7:00 looking at the Marvel solicitations that have been rescheduled for July and late July and then August. So if you all want to join me for that, for a live chat, that'd be awesome. That's at 7:00 Eastern Standard Time. Omar's Billow. Dude, do you know how often me and Jess quote that? All the time. We'll do it live all the time, especially when it's just us two and we're waiting on the rest of the Omni Bros to join in. How's your week, Amanda? Talk
good. It's quarantine, man.
Yeah, so I guess as good as it can be.
Exactly, as good as can be. All of my major work is done for the week, so that's good.
Mm-hmm.
I'm taking Friday off. I don't know what that means for me, but it means I don't have to get up and get on my computer.
You don't have to get up, right? Well, you don't have to get up ever. Friday.
I do have to get up on Friday.
There's that straight vodka, Yeti.
That is not straight vodka.
Don't mix it.
Good. That's just water.
That's what he said, Amanda. Write that down. Write that down. That's what I always tell Melanie and Tina, and then nobody writes down what I say.
Oh, he wants to know if I like The Shadow. I haven't seen The Shadow. I was hoping one of these 2 movies get picked because I really didn't want to watch Pam Anderson.
I did.
I know you did, but I would have liked to watch The Shadow or The Phantom.
Did you get a new gun for Mother's Day? Was it pink?
No. My gun's black. Thank you very much.
My gun is black. Thank you very much. You get out of attitude.
I have not resigned to movies all be direct to screen. Do you not see that New Mutant got a release date for August 22nd?
I saw that.
So Oh, no, I have not resigned myself to that fate yet. It will still happen because people still enjoy going to movies. It's not going to happen.
I guess we'll see what happens when that first wave hits of people going out first, right? Here in America.
Exactly. No, that's not the one I wanted. Someone asked Lionheart said, what I do for Mother's Day. I made my mother-in-law brunch, monkey bread, asparagus wraps with prosciutto and Swiss cheese. My cousin Tommy made us egg Benedict with ham.
Oh, yeah, that's some good stuff there.
And my mother-in-law made amazing cheesy grits, and we had mimosas. And then I got to go for a run.
I asked the same thing. I was like, why you got to be killing monkeys to make bread? I didn't get it. I don't know what monkey bread is.
It is.
What is it?
So, to make it the cheap, easy way, you
bread made from monkeys? That's what I was asking. I was like, what the heck is this?
So you take Grand biscuits.
You guys have to do a Rocketeer episode, but hold on, Amanda. But Rocketeer is good. It's not bad. That's the whole thing we do here. We do poorly rated movies.
Rated poorly, is it?
No, it's a good. Like, it's really. Do the monkeys make the bread? All right. No. Steve's saying monkey bread is wonderful.
It is wonderful, Steve. Thank you.
So what do you do?
No, it has 65%. It's not a terrible movie.
All right, so bread, ham, cheese, and a slaughtered monkey.
No, you get little Pillsbury. You get the Pillsbury Graham biscuits. Then you break them up into little pieces, and then you dip them in butter, and you put all the pieces in a mixture of of brown sugar, white sugar, and cinnamon. Then you shake it up. Then, in my version, you throw it in a crock pot for about 2.5 hours, and then that sugar and stuff just melts, and then this ooey gooey goodness. And then when you're done, you can just take the little pieces and eat the little pieces off by themselves. Usually, monkey bread, you make it in like a bundt pan, with a hole in the middle, so it looks really pretty presentation style. But I like doing it in the crock pot because then I don't have to worry about it.
There you have it. Amanda makes monkey bread. Maybe we'll make that into part of our Patreon.
Yeah. Yes. If you're serious, I can send you the recipe.
Okay. If you're serious, Omar, Jenny McCarthy, or Pam Anderson. Jenny McCarthy, even though she's an anti-vaxxer. God, yeah. She's just goofy. She's my type of girl, man. Always like Jenny McCarthy. Amanda, can you send me the recipe?
Yes, I can, Jack. I can send it via Instagram. If you really want me to send it to you, I will send it to you. Oh, I'm sorry. It's really delicious. It's really good. And if I impress my mother-in-law, who's an excellent cook, that means I did a good job.
Good job. I'm so proud of you.
Oh, thank you. Did anyone else have other questions? Someone has said who we would cast the Phantom as.
Now? These days?
Yeah, these days.
Kevin Spacey. What's Kevin Spacey? Why is Kevin Spacey on my mind? Man. The Phantom. I'm trying to think of who could pull off something like that. Something cheesy and believable at the same time.
Jordan said Scott Adkins. That's my husband's favorite. He loves that guy. He watches all the action movies that he's in.
Who's Scott Adkins?
Ooh, Paul Rudd could. Yeah, he's right about that.
God
Paul
damn
Rudd
it. No.
Great. Thank you for that sludge.
Ezra Miller.
Welcome back to Paul Rudd.
Ezra Miller. Samuel L. Jackson is Black.
Ooh, Donald Glover is a Black Phantom.
Her deployed husband.
That's funny.
Steve Carell. I actually like Steve Carell. I would bring it back. Paul Rudd. Is Phil in the like?
Where's Phil Bevins?
Where's Phil Bevins? Is he here? He was drinking earlier. He passed out. Ezra Miller would be a smash hit.
To be fair, since we probably won't get his Flash movie, maybe, so he can always...
So did anything come about from him choking that person, or what did he do?
He beat the crap out of that girl.
Okay, he didn't beat the crap out of it. I saw the video. I saw the video. He didn't beat the crap out of her.
I don't know what happened, but yeah, a lot of weird movie news. Right, we've got New Mutants coming out. There was some talk earlier that Amazon might be buying AMC, which I thought would be very interesting, especially because I think the Supreme Courts are looking at that Paramount law that was created to split up the studio systems, so that there wasn't that monopoly on what movies could be shown in what theaters.
Mm-hmm.
And if they roll that back, it'd be interesting to see if movie studios would go and buy up theaters again, especially when theaters are struggling right now because of this pandemic. So that would be interesting. You can only go see Disney movies at a Regal because they own it.
Well, I remember when all this first started, things were shutting down. I remember texting you and I'm like, now would be a good time for drive-in theaters to start.
It would be.
Back up.
Yeah, though there are still drive-in theaters running.
Dude, we have 2 in Kentucky.
Yeah,
2.
Are they actually running though? I know a lot in the West. Some of the West Coast ones are running, because that's where most of the box office numbers are coming from these days.
I have fond memories of drive-in theaters. So
we didn't get, by the time we started, we only been to a handful of them before they kind of died out, and we just went to the movie theater.
Theaters don't matter. Everything's straight to streaming.
It's a shame if that really does happen, because
I don't think it will. I think they would rather sit on a movie for.
That's a shame.
Well, I was thinking, look how long they sit on some of these movies, right? Mm-hmm. Look how long they've sit on. I'm trying to think of movies that happen let's use Spider-Man as an example, right? They knew, the studio, Sony knew they were going to have a big moneymaker, but they could not release it, because of 9/11. They were like, we got to reshoot the ending. We got to make it more patriotic or whatever. And then they ended up releasing it the following year. Or movies after 9/11, like Collateral. Was it Collateral, the movie with Schwarzenegger? They would not release it. Yeah. And then there was one with what's his name, Bruce Willis. After 9/11, they were like, no, we got to wait on that. Nobody wants to see violent movies right now. It's all about love and peace.
Yeah. But, well, the UK is getting Black Widow a week earlier than us, which they always do, but I guess that's good news. Justin, I was actually just thinking about this. I know it is not quite out of context, because I've been thinking about movie news. Robert Pattinson has said he's not going to be working out for Batman.
So that's pretty controversial, huh?
It's hit or miss. I've watched some of his stuff, because sometimes he has done every time I have stuff, it always pairs with Screen Junkies. 1 second, my baby. What do you guys think? Do you care if Robert Pattinson has a 6-pack for this role or not as Batman?
Here's the thing, it's a very controversial thing, because he's saying that, yeah, exactly. I was thinking of Adam West, right? But that was a different type of thing. And so the reasoning is because he doesn't want to set the unrealistic bars high for people, right?
Yeah.
But isn't that the whole
point of superheroes?
No, just point of Hollywood. These people don't exist in the real world.
Only Chris Hemsworth doesn't exist in the real world.
No, dude, I'm talking about anybody that gets jacked up for those Marvel movies. Like real people don't have the time to work out for 5 hours and look like them.
Even if Chris Hemsworth tries to sell you his own app.
Okay, yes, Chris Hemsworth is solid. I'm just saying, there's a reason why these people are Hollywood and representations of these characters. So I don't, I don't know.
Yeah, but you're just saying representative of the superheroes, though. Superheroes have to be fit, because we have plenty of actors who are famous and fit. Adam Sandler's by no means.
Adam Sandler?
Well, no, I'm just saying. You're saying just if they were a superhero, they must be fit. That's what you're implying. Because
in superhero movie roles, yes, I would think.
That's what
I
you're
would think so.
I thought you were saying in Hollywood in general, which I was like, not necessarily true. Adam Sandler is not exactly the fittest guy on earth. He's a good-looking dude, but he's not like super fit.
But don't you think? But don't yeah. But that's men. But don't you think that women have it differently? Not to get into that. Not to get into that. That's a whole nother episode. But that's the big.
Feldstein. She's a bigger woman. Rebel Wilson.
But how many of those are compared to big guys and skinny women, right? Like, I mean, that's always been the complaint about Hollywood. So have this unreal.
Why should he keep adhering to what is the standard? Maybe he wants to do something different.
Oh, right. So that's the whole thing, right? Like, he wants to set a new standard.
Yeah, he's setting a new standard. Why? Oh, I mean, there's my
daughter. It's pretty interesting that he's taking that stance. Is everybody else in on that? Like the director?
I would assume Matt Reeves. They would have to have already. They would have had to have a chat about this, like during pre-production and everything. Because the whole big thing is Batman can start resuming to film, right, in the UK. Mm-hmm. So it's a matter of should they actually even start to do that or not because of, is it really that safe? So, yeah, and Henry Cavill is definitely the benchmark for him and Chris Hemsworth.
But that's Superman, though. That's the embodiment of, like, almost perfection, right? Because he is supposed to be
with tech in a suit who learns to fight. So
yeah, but the dude is out there fighting every day, so you know that he's got to be jacked up a little bit.
It's going to be taking place either as far as Batman's journey.
I'll tell you what, if he doesn't, it's going to be a very interesting take on the character.
Uh-huh.
I don't really have a fight in this. I was just curious as to what his stance was or why he decided to do it. Pretty interesting.
Yeah, Tom Holland had to lose a ton of weight to play the most recent role he did in Cherry. I mean, not like he had a ton of weight to lose. He's a skinny little dude to begin with. And when he did In the Heart of the Sea with Chris Hemsworth, because they had to be like, out in Boston Sea for so many days, months, and so he had to lose a bunch of weight for that role too. Not that anyone cares about that. But it's interesting, and only Robert Pattinson would go ahead and make that bold enough statement to the public.
Right, because I
guess not going to have your obligatory pec and abs scene, like how every Marvel movie you have them take off their shirt at least once, and you see all those abs, and you're like, God.
Yeah, like what's his name in Eternals? They're all getting jacked up.
Yeah, oh my God, Kunal Nanjiani, holy God bless him.
Why are we doing that? Anyway, so I was thinking of I don't think Michael Keaton was really jacked up.
Come across as a muscle man. Yeah, I mean, Michael Keaton, I for sure probably wasn't like Chris Evans, like trying to get buff. I mean, but you didn't have to back then. Now it's Captain America ab scenes. They're very good.
Right. Well, and they also have to think you're pandering to the audience, right? Come on, look when we went to go see Aquaman, how many women were going crazy?
Jason Momoa?
Right. I mean, there's a reason why Hollywood cast these people for these roles. So,
but Robert Pattinson's never been that, like, even.
But he was the heartthrob in Twilight, right?
He didn't have to be that kind of heartthrob, though.
I've never seen those movies, so I don't know.
Yeah, he just is sensitive and listens and is really strangely creepy and follows her everywhere. And some reason, teenage girls really want that kind of boyfriend.
Sure. Christian Bale lost and gained weight. Yeah, and that is not healthy for that dude. He said he was done with those kind of roles because he did that in Cheney, wasn't it? Didn't he do that in he gained weight? Well, have you ever seen The Machinist?
Yes.
God, he looks so creepy in there.
Exactly.
Yes, everybody wants that. Top Gun, volleyball. Oh, that movie's been delayed. I forgot about Top Gun, too.
This time we'll get it with, what's his name?
Who's that?
Who's playing the son?
Oh, I don't know. You're my movie news.
What's his name? He played Reed Richards in the new one, and I can't think of his name right now because it's all drawing a blank.
Reed Richards in what movie? In which?
Fantastic Four, the kid. Miles Teller, sorry. Okay, I figured it out. Isn't he in that?
I don't know.
Plays the one sons, I believe. Yeah,
Miles Teller. Okay, yeah, sure.
Can't wait to see him in that scene.
Okay.
Miles Teller.
I was thinking. I just saw the news where Tom Cruise is filming in the space station for his next movie, and I was like, "Of course he is. That's awesome. It's Tom Cruise."
Tom Cruise.
I will say, the guy he's an oddball, and people don't like him personally. But I gotta say, man, that dude is fucking nuts when it comes to movie roles. Like Days of Thunder, I'm gonna learn to drive a fucking race car. Top Gun, I'm gonna fly a plane. Mission Impossible.
That's Scientology. It keeps you young forever.
No, I think that's just being crazy. Dude was hanging off the side of the freaking.
I know. No one can deny.
Climbing on a mountain in that crappy part 2. So it's pretty interesting the dedication he has for these roles. So yeah, when I saw the news that he was like, I'm gonna be filming up in space, I was like, of course you are, because there's nothing for him left to do here.
What's wrong?
Oh, that scene, dude! I watched that in the movie theater. I was like hanging on to the seat. I was like, when he was rappelling off the side of that building in Dubai.
I like. That's right.
I'm still surprised they left the scene in where he straight up busted his leg. That man, if he like, I'm surprised he's still alive after all these stunts that he's done. You give him props, man. He's fucking crazy.
Gotta give him, yeah.
Like Mission Impossible series, bar none. Like that alone. All right, let's see what you got, Sledge. Omar, jacked up. Paul Rudd would be perfect. Phantom, Rob Stark as man. Ooh, Rob Stark. All right, now you got my attention. Chadwick Boseman as Luthor. Jordan Ironside as Flash Gordon. Jordan, who's Jordan Ironside? I gotta look that one up.
Jordan Ironside. I don't know who he is.
And we got that's the Defenders of the Earth right there. He's got to be working only to pay off his insurance. Oh yeah. Don't get me wrong. If Jackie Chan had the budget that Tom Cruise has, he would be rappelling off the side of the space station.
That is. Oh, he's talking about the guy who plays Ragnar? Or no. Oh, okay, I see. Okay. Yep, I know. The actor who plays Bjorn Ironside in the Viking show.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, he would be good for that.
Thanks for doing this, guys. I have a lot of fond memories reading Phantom during my childhood while traveling in Indian trains. This is a guilty pleasure for me. Awesome. I could see this being a guilty pleasure because it was, to me, I didn't think it was that bad of a movie. So to answer the question, was it really that bad? Not to me. It was not.
Ooh, this guy has a good question.
What do you got?
Question. If superhero movies never really took off the way they have, which movie genre would you like to see in its place as far as have become like the epitome of fantasy films? Because yes, we have Lord of the Rings, but the fantasy genre to me is one of my that is my first and ultimate love. So if it couldn't have been superhero movies making billions of dollars, I wish it would be fantasy films. And I still wish that, even if superhero movies exist.
Fantasy's a hard sell for people. Lord of the Rings, like, it's a big,
it's an exception, but I wish it wasn't. But superhero movies are a hard sell for people too.
Well, right, but they did something right. Marvel started the trend of, hey, you watch this? Well, now to follow the story, you gotta watch this.
Smart.
Right? If they had done that with fantasy movies, which they did in Lord of the Rings, maybe they could. We should have had 5 Willow films by now.
Well, we're gonna have a Willow. We actually, me and your cousin watched, or me and your brother, my cousin watched Willow.
Yeah, I love that movie.
Yes, and we are on a.
Ron Howard is awesome.
Well, I mean, they're gonna make a TV series, right, on Disney Plus. Yeah.
Yeah.
As long as Warwick Davis come back, I'm good with it. I don't know about Val Kilmer. What does Val Kilmer look like these days?
Oh, doesn't he have a trach?
I think so.
When I saw him in one of the conventions I went to, he had a scarf around his neck. I think he had surgery or something. I don't know if he's doing better or not. He doesn't look the same. But he apparently makes an appearance in the Top Gun sequel.
Rick Nelson said he'd bring back Westerns. Yeah, we haven't had a very decent Western in a long time either. I mean, besides Westworld in the beginning, which turned out not to be a Western at all.
I need to catch up on that. Record of Lotus War destroys Lotor. I love both, man.
Hey,
I both.
What? If any fantasy, I've just started the Wheel of Time series on Audible because
does he?
That's a shame.
So Val Kilmer has throat cancer, lost his foot. That sucks.
It does suck.
I read the Wheel of Time. I read the first 3 books and I stopped because I think Jordan's writing style was just way too much for me. Because I mean, if you look at the books, it's a lot of books. And I remember Dan telling me, my co-host Dan, that was like, "Hey, you really need to finish out the series, or at least read the last 2 books by Sanderson, because he takes a lot of the things that Jordan was gonna do." You know,
it makes me want to read the Sanderson books too. Some of his stuff.
Yeah. When I used to read books, I did read some of those, and I really enjoyed his style.
That's what I'm on right now too. I have the world.
Horror flicks have come and gone. They come and then they stay for a while. I mean, look how we had a huge like horror film rise back in the early aughts. So they never really left. But genres that have left, like I'm thinking of westerns too. I was thinking of like spaghetti westerns.
Well, that's
just classic westerns done like.
When's the last time we had one? It's been a while.
It's been a long time.
Mm-hmm. But I mean, if you had to replace, like for me, I just would love to see fantasy give a little bit more love. They don't have to be thinly drawn out. They could be fleshed out more.
Yeah, The Hateful Eight was great.
Okay, that's probably the last. Yeah.
But even then, that was done.
It's not still like it's totally different.
Good detective noir films like China. Dude, have you seen True Detective on HBO?
Because that is a great TV.
You just skipped season 2.
Season 2. 1 and 3 are
excellent. My wife, that's one of my wife's top 10 favorite movies, the remake of True Grit. She loves it. So much so that we watched the original and she read the book.
Yes.
And she still prefers the Coen Brothers True Grit. Maltese Falcon. Yeah, there's, they could. Dude, yes, nobody talks about that movie, Bone Tomahawk. I love that movie. That, I was on a flight to Seattle when I watched that, and one of my friends was like, "You gotta watch this," and I'm like, "All right, cool." I like how slow it builds up to this. Whatever. I'm not gonna reveal what happens, but man, that shit was so good. I loved it. It was rough. Kurt Russell. Who's the guy that was married to really annoying guy? Was married to Courtney Cox.
Oh, David
Arquette.
Arquette, yeah.
He was in it, and the guy from Lost. Solid movie. Loved it.
Yeah.
I was
those. Wait, best Arkansas movie? But what about Mud with Matthew McConaughey?
No, I gotta go with True Grit. I love Mud.
I love Mud. That's True Grit probably, but Mud.
Yeah, Mud's what.
Adventurous Bone is also set in Arkansas.
No, I didn't. I don't get that movie.
I like Mud a lot.
I thought Mud was awesome.
Delta area, so Eastern Arkansas. I used to live in Arkansas, guys, so it was a interesting time. Tiger King does not deserve its own MTV.
Will theaters replay older movies until newer films come out? I think that's what they started off in.
They're doing it.
Yeah, with
Avatar,
Endgame, right? Like back to back, Infinity War and Endgame.
And Avatar, which now they're just gonna keep fighting for that #1 spot because now they're back in theaters. Well, Jack, I've already met Tom Holland, so I guess I'll watch Mulan because I've already got to meet Tom Holland once. And it was fantastic.
Yeah, she did not pass out.
Mulan, since I already did Tom Holland.
Her ass gonna watch Mulan anyway. Interstellar is a great movie. I love it.
I love it too.
I love all of Nolan's films, but like if you start taking them apart, you see all these little plot holes that you're like, you know what? I'm just gonna enjoy the film. So I'm a big Nolan guy. Ever since what was it? Following, I think was one of the first movies I saw that he did. But Interstellar, and that soundtrack breaks my heart, man. That line when never mind. Whew, I love that movie. I watch that with my kid too. Try Hell House LLC for found footage. Actually, well done. I was thinking of what was it? Cannibal Holocaust. Nobody should go out and find that, but that was one of the first movies I remember seeing. It was a late 70s, early 80s found footage about a cannibalistic tribe that found these people going down there.
Oh, that's lovely. Yeah, y'all just have to tell me how that stuff is.
Yeah, Amanda does not like horror movies at all.
Nope, not at all.
She does not.
No, he did not. Barely had time for all that, but it depends on what do I like more. Philadelphia is I lived there during a very pivotal point in my life, which was college. The culture, the art, everything along those lines.
And to be fair, you're just comparing one city to an entire state,
which you kind of have to because Philadelphia is pretty big. But I mean, before I met my husband, I always thought I was going to end up living in the city, like in downtown, in one of those awesome brick townhomes. And I would be the city mom walking her daughter to the city park and doing all this fun city stuff, going to Old City and drinking at the cute little bars and eating at the cool restaurants and going to South Street and going to all the cool stores, which I did in college, but I thought that would be my life. So definitely not what my life is. So, but it's all good.
Yeah. Life has a funny way of not putting you where you thought you were going to be.
When you think everything's gone wrong and everything blows up in you.
Are you going to start crying?
No, I was just thinking, when you said life is a funny way, that's last words, that's ironic. It's just, life is a funny way.
Oh, is that what you were singing? Okay, I couldn't tell. Okay, sorry. Omar, what is your anime collection like?
Hey, everyone, check out Jackson.
God damn it, I'm in the middle of answering your question. This is why I don't give you control. Omar, what is your anime collection like? I don't think you've ever discussed that. It's pretty big. It's big. Can you recommend any good Peruvian movies? No. Maybe the horror movie with Chupacabra. Not Chupacabra, that was racist. What's the thing down there? El Tunche. All right, now, Amanda.
No.
No, now.
Yes, everyone, please follow Jack's Instagram account. Wait, Jack, I have to look it up quick so I remember what it is.
Oh, you were being serious. Okay.
I was going to give him a shout out. At Pierre Jack. So everyone follow Jack at Pierre Jack on Instagram. No, I was going to answer Sean does KFC Fair Kentucky. No, it doesn't.
Nope, Matthew, I did but the good thing is I have already seen a lot of it. Now I have it on Blu-ray. So, yes, I sort of did. Who's hyped for Saved by the Bell reboot? Is Screech in it?
I don't know who's in it.
Is Screech in there? I don't know if Screech is in there, man.
No, I know that what's his name came back to play. God, I can't think of people's names at 9:30 at night. I was gonna say Vanderbeek, and I know that's not right.
Zach?
Zach Morris. I know.
God bless Amanda Vanderbeek. That's the guy from Dawson's Creek. Yeah.
One white dude to another with blonde hair. I can't figure it all out.
Mario Lopez is there.
Wait, I want to know.
The girl from Showgirls.
Yes, she's coming back.
Lisa, who had a skin condition. And
I want to know where Sean
is Tiffany Amber Thiessen? Oh, she was my crush. I love that woman.
Yeah, Lisa. I don't think Lisa's in it. She said she wasn't invited. I thought.
What? How you gonna have a Saved by the Bell reunion show and not have Lisa?
Like Matthew said, or what Matt Simpson said, I don't think she was invited to be in it.
That's cold ass shit right there. I get not Screech because I think he's still in prison.
Is Screech in prison? No, he's not.
I'm thinking, isn't he in jail? thought he went to jail.
Are you talking about
Screech, Dustin Diamond
from Buffy? Because he's been in and out of jail for like.
No, how did we go from one? No. Dustin Diamond, the guy that played Screech in Saved by the Bell, wasn't he?
The sad truth that what happened to Dustin Diamond is he in jail, guys?
Who's hyped for the live action Moolah? That's the guy you gave a shout out to. That's what you get. Yeah. She's bipolar.
Who is?
My ex-wife, and apparently so is Lisa.
Oh, okay.
I love the first season of Stargate, and I never followed it, man. And then everybody else apparently did because there were so many spin-offs. Okay, so Screech is screeching in jail. I thought he was... Is he still doing porn? Is that what he's doing? I thought he had moved on to porn.
I don't know.
Look, now Amanda's going down this rabbit hole of Screech fanfics.
I don't know. I'm never going to write. No.
Omar's Mouse Guard movie canceled, or is Disney going to recast to be Mickey Mouse? Dude, I don't know what's going on with that comic. I don't know what's going on with that movie. I think the project fell apart. But can we get that comic back, please? I love that book. I want to keep reading those. And come on. What is his name? The guy that created it. Peter Laird. Peter... No, that's Kevin Eastman. What the hell's wrong with me? It's anyway, whoever he is, I wish he would continue doing it.
Wait, I'll plug yours too, Matthew. Wait, everyone, check out Matthew ads.
Is that what we've turned into? Those aren't even super chats. David Peterson, thank you so much. Come on, David Peterson. It's not about the money. It's about the passion. All right, go ahead.
Okay, everyone check out Matthew's Instagram. He's actually an artist, and he does commissions.
He drew me super sexy.
Yep.
Time Wolverine.
It's at Matthew.Mangy. I hope I pronounced your last name right.
I think he told me that's how you pronounce it.
See his name. So it has a dot in there. So if you check him out on Instagram, he has some great artwork. So check it out.
Omar, are you reading DC's digital first issues? Are you liking it? I have not read any yet, so I am trying to catch up. We've got Old Reader, New Reader, and we got a big reading assignment with Annihilation. We're doing the Omnibus 2 weeks from now.
Yes, true.
And then next week we're doing Identity Crisis. So I want Tori and Safe by the Boat.
I didn't pay attention.
Was that? That was a Patreon pick.
There yesterday. Yeah, I wasn't there yesterday. So
you said you didn't pay attention.
What? Also, I wasn't there yesterday.
Jindy. Oh, I'll let you read that. That's the guy that did Dexter's Laboratory.
Cool.
Yeah, NMC seems to be the only people in the world who pronounce my name properly.
I want to know how people actually pronounce it because that's amazing to me.
Does anyone remember Fallout? I have to say, I had so much fun on that last stream because you were just all over the place. And then you bring out Fallout Boy, and all these people my age are like, what the hell is a Fallout Boy?
It looks like Pete Wentz's hair when he goes dark. Anyway.
Oh, Pete. Gotcha. Samurai Jack and Primal. I haven't seen Primal, but I love Samurai Jack too.
Good. Oh, Dr. Comic wants to know if the Marvel Select hardcovers are worth the buy.
Yeah, if you just want, the best or the best represented story of a character and get into a character, I think they're worth it. Identity Crisis, that would be an interesting stream. Can only imagine the chat that night. Yeah, it's gonna be interesting. Ricky Martin or Enrique Iglesias? I think you mean Iglesias. Close enough, Drew B. And I'm gonna go with my boy Enrique Iglesias.
Enrique, for sure.
I love his music.
I do too, man. He's got some good stuff. No, can you Nman 40? I have not seen the YouTuber with all the version of Harry Potter books. Can you send me his name so I can look him up on YouTube?
His library's bigger than Omar's of just Harry Potter books, dude. Oh wait, okay. Every language. They're
like this big.
Yeah, it's not the girth that counts, Amanda. It's how. Nah, never mind. Omar, did David confirm New Warriors and New Mutants Omnis are still coming out this year? Funny you should mention that. I'll be doing a live stream tomorrow. I think New Mutants is in there. I can't pull it up right now because I'm doing this, but I'm pretty sure New Mutants is in there for December, so it's still coming. I can't remember if New Warriors has been postponed until 2021, but it's there. Jack is all kinds of controversial, man. Machine Gun Kelly's better than Eminem. I don't know about that. Linkin Park is yes, I agree with that though.
Okay, Linkin Park, Keith Chester. He was a great singer.
And were you knew him?
No, he was a great singer, and he was most of the reason why I love Linkin Park so much. His voice was phenomenal, and I just what happened, No,
it was horrible. He was that was a band I've always wanted to see live, and damn it, didn't get to. Will David Gabriel ever come on the show?
Question.
I have asked him. He will be in the. Well, maybe I don't know if I'm supposed to say this or not.
You should probably not say anything.
I don't think he'll mind. Well, he said he'll be watching tomorrow, so he'll be in the chat. So be nice, everybody. Creed is better. No, Clark Nato. No, I can't kick you out because I like you. But that hurts. Oh, I hated Creed. I hated Creed. And I got to see Creed for free, and I still hated it.
You're right, Lindor. They are the same era because they both came out when I was younger. At first. Jordan Knight. Wait.
Oh, wait, go back. Go ahead. Jordan Knight.
Oh, no. You just take it.
Is that Nick Lachey? Jordan Knight.
Lachey, all the way, man.
As a singer?
Yes.
No.
Have you heard Nick Lachey sing?
Yes, I remember a band called 98 Degrees. Did he have a solo career afterwards? Was he on Hamilton that I'm not aware of?
No, but
okay. I rest my case then. No, Jordan Knight. He had a minor?
Like solo career.
How'd that go?
I don't know, not very well. But how did Jordan Knight's go? I remember his one song with the carnival video. Do you? Because I do, and that was not all I remember.
You did this shit on purpose, Drew. The show's so off topic. It's what we do, man.
This is nothing.
Love the episode with Sal from Comic Pop. That's how I was introduced to you guys.
Great.
Oh, that's awesome. Yeah, we had a lot of fun, man, and I love to do it again. And he was really cool, laid back, and it was just nice to go back and forth with somebody like that with all these ideas we had in our heads. Favorite werewolf movie? Oh, this is gonna be interesting. Mine's
It can't be Prisoner of Azkaban, right? Because he's not really a werewolf that long.
I think I was doing some naughty things to a girl during that movie.
That's
the third one.
Azkaban?
Yeah, that's the third one, isn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah, I was. So I'm gonna go with American Werewolf in London.
That's what I was.
Classic. It's a classic. Were you really gonna say that?
Yeah, it was actually because I was thinking about what other werewolf movies. Definitely not Van Helsing. I'm trying to think of.
Definitely not Jack Nicholson's Wolf. Well, didn't Guillermo del Toro? Oh, what about Brotherhood of the Wolf? That was an awesome movie. The French movie. Have you ever seen that?
I've never seen that. No.
It's freaking awesome. Well, Curtis is coming and he'll join me tomorrow at 7. So I subbed to Omar's OnlyFans and still haven't received my. It's coming. My first, this is funny. My first NMC video was Omar contemplating whether to get the new Death of Superman omnibus or not. And look, I did get it because I'm stupid like that. Silver Bullet was classic, dude. I love that movie. That's with Corey Haim. Clark Nato, you're being so controversial today.
Yes, you are. But which Twilight? The whole series?
Billy Zane plays good jobs in this movie. We demand a sequel, please. I think his time is gone. Oh, the Howling with the girl. Oh, dude. Howling 2. I just remember those covers. Okay, Jordan, you're right. Dog Soldiers is phenomenal. That's done by Neil Marshall, who gave us great movies like The Descent and not great movies like Hellboy. Omar, what was the caveman like? Is that a move? What is that? Is that a dance move?
That you were alive that long.
Oh. Harry? I don't know, man. We kept each other warm at night. Omar, you guys should do an episode for Crying Freeman movie. Yeah, okay. So that's another thing we were gonna do too. Like not just superhero movies, but let's do one that's based on a manga.
That'd be awesome.
Canon did a lot of those, and there are some damn good ones too. But I don't want to do damn good ones because those are like Rurouni Kenshin. I think is an excellent movie, but I want to go back to like Guyver, Americanized manga movies.
Mm-hmm.
Favorite werewolf movie, Harry Potter, Prisoner of Azkaban. So there you go, Amanda.
That probably was what I was saying. What was I just thinking about? Oh, our Dungeons and Dragons. We were talking. I remember asking our DM Heather if the werewolf in our Dungeons and Dragons, if it looked like Professor.
That's right. I remember that.
When he turned into a werewolf, I was like, "Does it look like that?"
Because wasn't he like he looked like a chihuahua or something?
Yeah, but a lot of people were giving grief for the way he looked.
Oh, really? Please, just not Dragon. Oh, if we do Dragon Ball Evolution, we're inviting Maddie for that because I think she actually likes that movie.
Yeah.
No, she doesn't. No, she doesn't. Professor Lupin. Yeah. Death Note from Netflix. Oh, that's the one with Willem Dafoe, right?
And that kid Nate Wolf, Nate Wolf. Mm-hmm.
This is such a funny topic. I love this. What are your thoughts on the unethical behavior of Superman and Spider-Man essentially committing fraud? Well, if you think about it, they are kind of cheating, right?
Okay, they are cheating, I guess. Well,
like, can you imagine being Eddie Brock and not being able to take
good pictures of
Spider-Man because Spider-Man's taking good pictures of himself.
It's just, if I happen to have a job outside of work that benefited me inside of work, would I not take advantage of it? I don't know. Is there a moral gray line there that you have to look at? When is it crossing the line? Maybe if it hurt Eddie Brock's career, I guess, yeah, but it's not hurting anyone.
Well, I was always thinking, like, anytime I ever have this question, I'm like, what would you do if you had superpowers? Like, what would you do with your superpowers? And every freaking scenario, I'm like, oh, obviously, I am not cut out to be a hero. I'm going to become a supervillain. Because every scenario always leads me down that path of, like, well, the first thing I would do if I had the ability to stop time is go to a bank. Just things like, I'm like, and then I realize I'm not a good person. Maybe somebody should not give me the ability to become this super villain. Wait, there's a Filipino He-Man movie?
Wow, I would watch that. Where is that?
I want to see that. Have you seen Masters of the Universe, the canon movie?
No, I've never seen it.
Oh, we need to do that one day.
We should do that. That would be fun.
Dragon Ball Evolution is the worst to hit the screen ever.
Yeah, my husband made me watch it because
he has a crush on the main guy, main kid. Who is that kid? I thought that kid was gonna blow up.
Just because he was in what? Just because he was in Dragon Ball Evolution?
World of Worlds. He was in War of the Worlds with Tom Cruise.
He played Tom Cruise's son.
Yeah, and it just didn't happen for him.
Is it Justin Chatwin, I think is his name? And no, it did not happen for him.
I love that scene, man. Miyagi's the man. I think Suicide Squad is actually the worst movie ever made. Wow, Freddie, that's a strong statement. I've seen a lot of crappy movies.
To be fair, it is the worst rated DCEU movie. So according to critics, as far as that's concerned, you're right.
How did that not win over Batman versus Superman when we were doing the voting? Was it close? I don't think it was even close, right?
No, it was not close. No, it was not close.
Look at this. Free marketing. You do a themed drink for each movie you review and give out the recipe prior for drink-alongs. Then put out a book after 2 years. I love that.
Let's do it. Okay, we can start with next week's our Femme Fatale drink. I'll create it.
Amanda can create it. She'll put it out.
I'll give the recipe beforehand. We'll put it on we'll put it on Facebook and say, if you want to drink with us, here's the recipe, guys.
All right, we're about to wrap it up. There's an important question here with Jonathan Taylor Thomas or Justin Bieber.
Ooh, Jonathan Taylor Thomas when he was younger.
To do what? Like to paint your house? What are we talking about here?
To play young Simba in The Lion King. Jonathan Taylor Thomas.
Justin Bieber should have been Simba. He should have been Simba in the new Lion King.
Okay.
Everybody, please don't forget to hit that like button. Don't forget to hit the subscribe button if you haven't subscribed.
Yeah.
What's up? What's
up? You want me to say that? Oh, okay.
No, yeah, you got it. You got it. Go ahead. Do your thing. Do your hand.
Okay, we finishing up?
Sure.
So guys, don't forget that next week we'll start our themed drinks, and I will.
Oh, we are? Okay, that's the thing.
Themed drink for our Femme Fatale week. But regardless, thank you guys so much for watching. Don't forget to hit that like and subscribe button. Remember to follow all of our social media channels at @NearMintCon. Remember, we also have a Patreon, so check us out there if you want to support us. Redbubble too, if you want some cool near mint condition gear. And then with that said, everyone have a great night. And remember, if it's classy and cool, it must be near mint. Have a good night, everyone.
Thank you, everybody, for joining us. Stay healthy and safe out there.